Today, we're taking a closer look at the BYD Han, the flagship sedan of BYD's upcoming Dynasty series. From what we've heard, it stretches beyond 5.2 meters in length and offers a driving range of more than 1,000 kilometers. So, let's jump right in and check it out.
A quick shout out to our automotive partner in China for sharing this video and helping make it possible. Thank you for your support. Hey everyone, it's Michael from Motor Torque. If you enjoy staying up to date with the latest automotive news, reviews, and industry updates, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our exciting content. Thanks for watching, and let's get started.
Starting with the exterior, the first thing you notice is how fresh the overall design feels. It's clearly different from the BYD models we've seen before. We've seen some elements of this styling on the BYD Han, but that car had a more substantial look. This one feels wider, lower, flatter, and more streamlined. Personally, I think the overall appearance is quite impressive. The most eye-catching detail up front has to be the integrated headlight design. It's very wide and gives the front end a nice layered look. When the lights come on, there's also a dynamic welcome animation, which adds even more presence. It definitely gives the car a strong and commanding character. Looking more closely at the headlights, there are 8 LEDs on each side. This is a matrix headlight system, meaning it can adjust the lighting in different zones depending on the driving situation. Now, even though this is a very large car, a model like this usually needs to look substantial, but I don't think BYD has focused only on size and presence here. There's still a noticeable sporty character in the design. The car has a broad overall silhouette, along with a clear diving effect. The hood has a long bar-like shape, while the sides feature dragon-inspired design elements. If you look carefully, there are also fine lines running through the center of these dragon-like shapes, creating an effect that feels almost like muscles wrapping around bones. I think the result works really well. Further down, the active air intake grille is finished in black, giving it a contrasting look against the body. On our car, though, the main color is dark green, so that contrast isn't quite as obvious. As for the dimensions, this car measures 5,256 millimeters long with a 3,130 millimeter BO wheel. It's nearly 2 meters wide and stands over 1.5 meters tall. So yes, this is definitely a big sedan. From the side, I think the car maintains its overall stance very well. If you look closely, the front and rear appear visually a little higher than the middle section, which gives the whole car a very stable posture. And take a look at our car here. It features a two-tone body with silver trim, and that definitely adds to the sense of luxury. You can see how the hood blends nicely into the side trim as well. The overall effect is very well executed. This version comes with 20-inch wheels. Since this is the base model, the higher-spec all-wheel drive version gets even larger 21-inch wheels, which should provide an even stronger visual impact. The wheel arches also have a large disc-like shape. I'm guessing they're oriented horizontally because all 4 wheels on this display car appear to be uniformly welded. The side character lines also continue the muscular theme of the hood, while the waistline still runs clearly from the front all the way to the rear. I think these 3 design elements work very nicely together and add a lot to the overall appearance. The silver trim has a matte finish, and now you can open the door. The doors themselves feel very premium, especially because of how solid they are. All 4 doors feature power closing functionality. This car sits somewhere between the Mercedes-Benz A-Class and the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, although it feels much closer to the S-Class. Moving around to the rear, the design is also quite striking. The standout feature is, of course, the full-width taillight setup that extends from the sides all the way across the back. The visual width it creates is genuinely impressive. The illuminated BYD logo is another nice touch and adds a refined feel. BYD has always made their taillights a distinctive feature. This design also uses a Chinese knot-inspired theme, although the actual shape is different from previous versions. The rear body lines are also connected very smoothly. They flow down from the rear shoulder area, creating a continuous and elegant look. The roofline also slopes gently toward the rear, while the fastback section is quite long, which makes the rear end itself appear shorter. That slightly shorter-looking rear end gives the car a more agile and sporty appearance. So looking at the front, sides, and rear together, I think the overall design is excellent. The exterior is definitely one of this car's strongest points. It has a sharp presence for the city, combining a sense of stability with a touch of agility. Now let's check out the actual trunk. Naturally, it has an electric opening system. Considering the size of the car, you can also see that the trunk opens quite quietly. From what I can tell, if you were loading several large items that could be laid flat, fitting at least 2 wouldn't be a problem. So for everyday use, the cargo space should be more than sufficient. Under the floor cover, there's a base low-light shielding unit along with some small tools. Actually, after seeing this car, I feel like it would be particularly suitable as a standard or touring version. The exterior design would definitely work well for that role. And once you step out and look at it again, the larger and more practical trunk makes even more sense, right? Will a version like that be released later? That's just my personal speculation. Now let's move on and take a look inside this large sedan. The moment you sit inside, the first impression is that the interior is a major step forward compared with BYD's previous sedans. This time, I really think BYD deserves some praise. The overall color combination is also particularly impressive.
Now, take a look at this car's interior. The main color theme is actually a combination of beige and white, which gives the cabin a very clean and fresh appearance. The dashboard, however, uses a dark brown color scheme with plenty of wood grain trim. Around the edges, you'll also find mirror finish chrome accents. Overall, I think the combination works well. For a car in this class, this kind of design approach feels perfectly appropriate. And take a look at the speaker covers. It's obvious that a lot of effort has gone into their design. They have a very distinctive shape with a dense pattern through the middle and a floral or cicada-inspired look toward the bottom. To me, it seems like the design draws from traditional Chinese aesthetics. The materials throughout the cabin are also quite impressive. There's a generous amount of leather used here. Just look at the door panels, the armrests, and even the roof. There are soft touch materials almost everywhere. The overall feel is very nice and definitely gives the interior a premium character. There is one small drawback though. This car is quite easy to leave fingerprints on, especially around the mirror-finished surfaces. If you touch those areas often, you'll probably want to keep some tissues nearby for regular cleaning. As for the screens, you get a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and a large 17.3-inch central display. The two screens use a layered design. The instrument cluster is integrated into the rear panel, while the larger central screen appears to float in front of it. We probably don't need to spend too much time explaining BYD's infotainment system. It's already quite familiar and offers a rich selection of everyday functions, including data-related features. The seats are also very comfortable. Both the driver and front passenger get adjustable leg rests, so whether you want to relax after parking or simply find a more comfortable driving position, there's plenty of adjustment available. When it comes to comfort equipment, as we mentioned earlier, this is positioned as a mid-range or even lower-end version, yet it already comes with heated, ventilated, and massaging front seats, so comfort for the front occupants is very well taken care of. Now let's talk about space. I'm 178 centimeters tall, and this is my preferred driving position. As you can see, there's plenty of room above my head and in front of my legs, with roughly a fist's width of extra space, so space up front is definitely not an issue. As for the smaller details, it's difficult to find major shortcomings from an experienced manufacturer like BYD. There's a wireless charging pad on the left side, although not on the right. Under this cover, you'll find two continuous backrests, a limiter, and a very deep center armrest. I get the feeling that higher spec versions may eventually add a refrigerator here, because there's still quite a lot of unused space. This particular car doesn't have one, but there's certainly enough room for a small handbag. Inside, you also get a USB port and a Type-C power outlet, and there are more than enough charging connections overall. This car also keeps some familiar BYD design elements, including the layout of the physical buttons. The arrangement will feel very familiar. Everything is conventional and easy to understand. From here, you can select driving modes, such as Eco and Snow. This section controls the air suspension, and yes, this car will be equipped with an air suspension system. In the middle, you'll find the controls for automatic parking, automatic charging, and storage functions, all arranged in a way that makes them easy and convenient to use. Alright, now let's move to the rear seats. The front seat is set to my driving position, and again, I'm 178 centimeters tall. As you can see, the rear legroom is almost the length of my forearm, so there's a huge amount of space back here. For headroom, there are around 4 fingers of clearance. With the sunshade closed, it drops to about 2 or 3 fingers, but I still think the space is more than sufficient. The floor is also easy to move around on. These 2 outer rear seats are very spacious and comfortable. From the side, they almost resemble a fully enclosed sofa. The front section of the seat is quite thick, so when you sit down, it feels very soft. The backrest angle is also well judged. Even if you need to sit in the middle, it doesn't seem to be a problem. The center seat is also soft and spacious enough, so overall comfort is still good. And then there's the armrest. As you can see, it's long enough to be practical. The backrest is positioned here, and when it comes out, it moves slowly, which gives it a refined and premium feel. The upper section also combines piano-style lacquer with chrome-plated materials, and I think this adds nicely to the upscale atmosphere. There's a small storage compartment inside as well, which is ideal for keeping documents or receipts. There's also a small screen in the rear, mainly used to control the air conditioning. This car features a 3-zone climate control system, with 2 zones for the front and 1 for the rear. Below that, you'll find both a Type-C port and a USB port, so there are plenty of power outlets available. Overall, I think this interior is definitely an improvement over the previous design. The color matching is better, the styling has improved, and the attention to detail is clearly stronger. You can also see that this car offers a lot of expansion options. There are extensions for both the driver and passenger seats, along with mounting points behind each front seat for devices such as iPads or similar equipment. There are also small tables behind both front seats, which can be used for eating, drinking, or doing some light work. All of these features are quite practical. The audio system is something we're already familiar with, and here you can see the expansion interfaces. There are 2 magnetic interfaces on each rear armrest, so the future ecosystem and accessories for this car are definitely something we would recommend keeping an eye on. Now let's move on to the powertrain. The manufacturer has already released the performance figures for the pure electric version. In the future, there will be 2 powertrain options, a single-motor rear-wheel drive version and a dual-motor all-wheel drive version. The rear-wheel drive model produces a maximum motor output of 370 kilowatts. The all-wheel drive version adds a 200 kilowatt motor at the front, bringing total system power up to 570 kilowatts. Those are some very impressive numbers. The acceleration figures are equally impressive. The rear-wheel drive model can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds, while the all-wheel drive version completes the same sprint in just 3.3 seconds. That already puts it into supercar-level acceleration territory, doesn't it? Both versions use the same 102.3 kilowatt-hour second-generation Blade battery, with the all-wheel drive model having a CRTC range of around 820 kilometers. Choose the single-motor rear-wheel drive version, and the CRTC range rises to 1,008 kilometers, which is seriously impressive. On top of that, the combination of the second-generation Blade battery and flash charging gives this car some remarkable charging efficiency. It can charge in 5 minutes and fully charge in 9 minutes. Even in cold regions, it only requires another 3 minutes. This is something we've heard mentioned many times, but according to the figures, it really can achieve it. As for driver assistance, every version comes standard with lidar, giving the car driving assistance functions for both city and highway use. It also comes with Cloud Chain A. The suspension adjustment range is 100 millimeters with plus or minus 50 millimeters of adjustment. The basic suspension setup uses a double-wishbone design at the front and a 5-link arrangement at the rear. Based on this setup, I believe the overall driving quality should be very good. So, the big question is, how much will it cost? Take a guess. Alright, that wraps up this exciting review of the BYD Han. What other new cars would you like to see us check out next? Let us know in the comments below. Bye-bye.